So, if the Patriots lose to the Jets, they're 6.5-point dogs. Let's not go crazy with the Jets necessarily winning this game, but they do. Then they're 1-2, and then of course the conversation becomes, when does Drake Maye play? Now there's a 10-day break between the Jets game and the 49ers game. Let's start with this. How do you think they'll handle Maye, win or lose, during that extended break? Do you think Maye will continue to get first-team reps? Will they up the reps? What do you think?
No, I think he's getting enough reps in practice right now by virtue of the fact that 6 times more than any other backup in the league really receives on a weekly basis. So he's getting 30%, according to Gerard Mayo, this first reported by CBS over a week ago, of the starting reps in practice. That takes away from Jacoby Brissett, who they want to play, has played, and actually played better than I think he's getting credit for.
No, obviously with no time to throw, sure.
Right. But that's the point. That's why he's here. You have to take hits. You have to be durable. You have to be a leader amid all of this mess and save Drake from the punishment that could ruin a rookie quarterback. If you don't believe me, and Drake's different from Bryce Young, he's much bigger. Just ask Carolina that just benched him because Bryce's confidence is gone playing behind a bad offensive line.
Derek Carr, Zach Wilson, Sam Darnold. Just you can go on and on. Geno Smith. Some guys that are succeeding in the NFL now. They're in really bad situations and get pummeled like that, and someone has to build them back up. And that's what happened to Bryce Young. Go ahead. So the point is this. Does Drake Maye there's no time to throw. We went over the statistics. You don't want to get him hurt. You don't want to ruin the kid's confidence. When do you play him if you're going to play him this season, in your opinion?
As it stands now, and I don't know if there's any cavalry coming for the offensive line. Again, you're on your third left tackle, and the guy you're playing there is
who are they going to get?
Rookie. Right. After Halloween would be my point. And I had pointed actually at that Jets game right before Halloween is, okay, this is an opponent you've seen before. You're at home. You'll have more time. You understand what's coming on Sunday. It's a good defense, but it's also a simple one, right? There's not a whole lot of disguising there. I would push that back even as it stands right now. And things could change. They could theoretically play lights out, have a very normal day in pass protection Thursday. I don't think it happens. But if this continues, yeah, I'm looking at November and beyond.
Okay, and you're confident that he'll be able to, you don't know, but you're confident he'll be able to handle that at that point? You're still not afraid he'll be under siege and it could screw him up?
The line is what it is. It's not going to change the rest of the season.
No, this season, but next season it could. Theoretically, you could, get a top 3 pick, trade the pick out, and still get top 2 tackle in the draft.
We've all seen what we've seen, and you kind of opened things today, Andrew, by saying the Patriots can't pass the football. They either won't or can't, by design or by personnel or by protection. So if that doesn't change, and with Juwan Bentley now, if defensively, if they're in games even less than what we think they're going to be, I can see a path where he didn't play this season. If things don't improve on the offensive line, defensively they get worse, and you don't have a chance of winning football games. Why are you playing him?
Brissett gets hurt. That's the only way. And by the way, that's a possibility. He's already been dinged a couple of times in the first 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, we talked about it yesterday. There were 2 times on Sunday I thought he wasn't getting up.
Right, but he did. And that's why I see her. I talked to Elliot Wolf a couple of weeks ago and said, look, what's it going to take? What will you need to see before Drake Maye comes in here? It's it's really a process and yada, yada, and we have Brissett in here. He's durable. We counted him to be durable. To the point of Drake maybe not playing this season. First of all, I was someone just over a week ago saying I thought the Patriots would be the last winless team in the league. So take my forecasting predicting for what it's worth. Not much.
Stinks.
Number 2 is I've been in the minority where if Drake does not play this season, it is not some sort of disaster. You need to bring him into an environment that's not only just can protect him and not we need to help my poor baby. He's a tough kid. He can take a hit. He did it all of last year in North Carolina, but is conducive to evaluation. If you have pressure all the time, if you have receivers who don't get open, I don't know what we have. We were still asking the question going into last season, is Mac Jones a franchise quarterback? Can you win with Mac Jones? Because the situation was so screwed up around him, no one felt like you could properly evaluate him in 2022. I don't want that to happen with Drake Maye. I want to know what it is, and if I can't this season, I'll wait till next year.
Pop Douglas is getting open. Go back and watch some more tape.
He
Go
is.
back and look a little bit more there, Andrew.
This brings me to
Yeah, don't be focusing in on the Belichick schemes.
Callahan,
and,
do
look
your
at Keon
homework.
White getting blocked by the receiver in motion. Oh, that's brilliant. Go look at
damn
some
hour
Pop
you don't
Douglas.
know anything.
Go look at some
Jesus.
Pop Douglas tape before you go in here and start spouting.
I have a
nonsense.
feeling Perello be texting Hardy over here. Going, here's a little something to come at Callahan with.
Perillo has a little hobby of just texting me every time I say something that he thinks is either wrong or stupid. And, it happens
So that's
3
why you've
times
been
a
blowing
show.
up? Yeah.
3 times a show. Yeah.
He's
That's
grumpy
why my
anyway.
phone won't stop.
I would say to the actual point, like Pop Douglas is the only one of those receivers that to me is a legit gripe after watching the film, like you did, Hardy.
I'll
All 22, baby.
From Sunday, all 22.
Yeah.
Which brings me though to my 2 stats and a lie, which I went unbeaten last week.
Look at that.
So much fun. The guy comes prepared. This
Look
is good
at
stuff.
that. He's
Are we
got
ready?
notes and
We're
everything.
ready.
Check him out.
We're ready for 2
Okay.
stats.
Woo! I don't know if this is too bold for week 3. Some imaging with this. I don't know. Down the road, fellas in the back, I think that would be fun. Here we go. So last week, 3-0. 2 of these stats are obviously the truth. 1 is a lie.
Okay.
You need to guess.
Okay.
Number 1.
Yep.
The Patriots, through 2 games, have more pressures allowed than receptions.
Oh, I know the answer to that.
Oh,
Go ahead.
that's a yes.
Number
All right.
2, 10 players Sunday saw more offensive snaps than Pop Douglas. 10 players saw more offensive snaps than Pop Douglas. Number 3, Jacoby Brissett right now is a top 10 quarterback by QBR.
Okay, I am going to not look at anything on the internet. Do you want my guess, fellas, or do you want to
can't
go?
look at the internet.
Well,
That's
I'll go
cheating.
first. I'll even go first. I think B is the lie.
I
think
agree.
Pop Douglas, that one's the lie.
Because Callahan said earlier that they were in this 3 receiver set the majority
Oh, yeah.
of the time.
And Douglas was out there in the slot. Jacoby Brissett, although he's not throwing the ball much, is completing a lot of them. He's not turning the ball over, so I think his QBR is just fine enough to be in the top 10. So the Pop Douglas stat is a lie.
I agree, but QBR is the measure of a man. Go ahead.
I'd say number 3 is the lie.
You guys stink. I'm unbeaten again. It was number 1.
What?
The Patriots have more catches than they do pressure.
By how many?
5 or 6. The number for pressures is 28. The catches here is just all Jacoby Brissett completions. I'm 6-0 to start this. I love this segment. I made this segment. Do you want to talk about the other 2 stats, though?
Go ahead, quickly.
So, Demario Douglas, you mentioned played 3 receivers. They're still rotating. He played just over half of the snaps on Sunday. That was it. So he's behind Stevenson. He's behind all 5 offensive linemen. The quarterback, Hunter Henry.
I thought that was a stat because of what you said about him earlier and how you can, improve in his usage starting on Thursday night. So that's why I thought that was a stat.
Well done, Hardy.
Yeah.
This is like the end of Scooby-Doo.
And Callahan would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you stupid
Well, he did
kids.
get away with it.
What-
We're
what
like
about-
a dumb mystery machine.
what about Brissett's quarterback rating?
So QBR, and this is not to be like QBR versus passer rating, is ESPN's version of that. Like, let's update this stat that everyone cites in passer rating. Include scrambles, include fumbles, include
Yes.
game situation, an actual measure of a man who plays quarterback, Fred. So what they're accounting for is all the times that he does scramble, all the times that he's not fumbling the ball or taking sacks, which a lot of other quarterbacks are doing. That right now is the power of being Jacoby Brissett, not getting in the way, not screwing things up, and running a little bit more than you thought. That's got him just barely. He's number 10 in the top 10 of QBR.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's should be complaining about Jacoby Brissett. I mean, he's
doing exactly what they brought him here
He's
to do,
basically
not
a
turn
scarecrow.
the ball over. Yeah.
He's essentially just a scarecrow. I mean, they're like using him to protect someone else. Like he's standing in the field,
That's right. He's
taking
using-
all the punishment.
Here,
while
we
they-
need you to kill time.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
That's why you're here.
And he goes, "All right, pay me, and I'll kill time for you.
Yep.
You know, I'll do what you want, but you got to pay me." All right, Andrew Callahan,
Good to
as
see you, Andrew.
always, embarrassing us with his games and taking control. You can read him and do so in the Boston Herald. Thank you, Andrew, so much for coming in. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you like that clip, and how could you not? Check out more videos from Toucher and Hardy here. Point slightly up and to the left. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. Point slightly down and to the left. And for the latest from the Sports Hub, download at 985thesportshub.com.